Hello and welcome back to another program of Tottenham TV, Tottenham Logic TV. Sorry, Tottenham Logic TV. I forgot who I was. Can't be changed. It's live now. Today I want to talk about the Brighton game. So Tottenham have won 5 in 5 at the moment. Can they make it 6 in 6? Can Brennan Johnson make it 6 in 6? Does Mikey Moore, has he earned a place in the team? Has Mikey Moore earned a place in the first team, in the first 11? Does he replace Werner this weekend? Or do you think we should save him and make sure that we don't put too much pressure on the lad? Which midfield three should we go with? Basuma had a brilliant game on Thursday, in my opinion, probably the man of the match. So does he get the nod ahead of Bentancur? In my opinion, if Bentancur is available and the suspension hasn't kicked in yet, then I would definitely play Bentancur. It's a good option to have Basuma on the bench if needed. Should Jed Spence get a game now? Porro played in midweek, played very, very well against Ferencvaros. But is he going to be tired for the Brighton game? And could Spence be the man to come in and play right back? What's your score predictions for today as well? Who do you think is going to be, who's going to score? What's your score predictions? Hi, Robert. How you doing, mate? You okay? And a fun fact for you for today is these two teams have played each other 14 times this season. Look, this no, these two teams have played each other 14 times in the Premier League. And sorry, this is my second live, so I'm a bit brain fog at the moment. So Brighton and Tottenham played each other 14 times in Premier League history. There's only ever been one draw. And Spurs, and that was 1-1. So there's never been a 0-0 between these two teams. Spurs have won 9 times and Brighton have won just the 4. So the form is on our side, which is good. But can Spurs make it 6 from 6? I want to know your opinion. So my opinion on this. 3-2 Spurs, says Robert. We can do it. So I agree with you. I think we can get the victory. Can we make it 6 from 6? And I believe this is going to be the harder game of the 6 that we've played so far. I thought it would have been Man United, but Man United were terrible, absolutely terrible. We made them look bad, though. So it's not just Man United were poor. We pressurized them into making a lot of mistakes. And that's probably why we got that victory. And it should have been more emphatic. It should have been 6 or 7. That's not an exaggeration. If we press Brighton's defence on Sunday, Chelsea did this last week and battered them in the first half. Brighton made so many mistakes at the back, and I believe our pressing is even better than Chelsea's this season, and the facts will show you that. If we can pressurise them into making mistakes and Solanke and Johnson can capitalise, then I think, yeah, we can get the victory against Brighton, most definitely. Can Brennan make it 6 from 6, though? That's the question. Can Brennan Johnson get another goal against Brighton? There's no reason why not. Brighton are very open and very attacking side, and I can't see them putting 10 men behind the ball. So Johnson's going to have a lot of space. He's in so much confidence at the moment. There's no reason why he can't get another one. You got to remember, he's hit the woodwork 2 or 3 times this season as well, so he could have been on 8 goals this season. He's playing very, very well. He's on fire, and I'm so glad because I've always backed this guy to do well. Does Mikey Moore deserve a chance? Does Mikey Moore deserve a chance to play in the first team ahead of Werner? Sorry. In my opinion, Werner has played very, very well other than finishing. His finishing is atrocious. He's got no confidence at the moment. And I know how much confidence plays a massive factor in your game. If he could just get more confidence, then I believe he can definitely, he could be a brilliant player. Imagine if he scored all his chances this season. He'd probably be about 4 goals in already. He'd probably be Tottenham's top goal scorer. Mickey van der Ven in, says Robert. Definitely, mate. Mickey van der Ven's had a rest, which I love. I love that we can rest players now. There are critics saying our squad is weaker than last season. I do not believe that for a second. The players individually may not be brand names, but they fit the system a lot better than the players that we let go. I think last season was bringing on the likes of Brian Gill, Højbjerg, Skip, Emerson Royale off the bench, and they just didn't have the running, the power, the pressing, the technicality to play this system. And I believe the players we brought in have, and that's why they have been brought in. So it's good to get Mickey van der Ven the rest, to be honest. Which midfield three should we use as well is another question. All the topics are in the description below if you want to have your say today. And one of them is the midfield three. I would play Bentancur, Kulusevski and Maddison because I believe that's our best midfield three at the moment. Definitely our best midfield three. Kulusevski is our best player this season so far. He has been brilliant. He created 9 chances against Man United at Old Trafford, which is a Premier League record, by the way, and set up 3 one-on-ones, 1 for Maddison and 2 for Werner, and all 3 missed. He created 9 chances against Man United, but didn't get an assist that day. That is crazy. Craig plays backgammon. I love that name. That's part of the appeal of Ange to Levy. Doesn't want the most expensive, wants those that'll play his system. And I agree. I agree, Craig, completely. Ange fits Tottenham perfectly. He does not need these big name players. In fact, sometimes the big name players will probably not fit the way he wants mindset wise. He wants players that want to give 100%, want to be at Tottenham and want to win for Tottenham. He doesn't want these players just to come just because we have Champions League football, because that's not sustainable to keep them motivated. So yeah, definitely, mate. Ange is perfect for any team. He wants to scout players that have got the right mentality. When we're losing games, their head's not going to drop. You can see even Werner a little bit to an extent. I'm not his biggest fan, I promise you I'm not. But to an extent, he's not hiding. He's still going for those one-on-ones. He's still being available. He's still asking for the ball. He's still running at defenders. A lot of players by now would have started hiding, and he's not. He just needs to finish his chances. Just imagine how good he'd be if he starts finishing his chances, because he's quick as well, He could be very, very good. What's people's score predictions today? Rob's already said 3-2 to Spurs. It's so nice now to see the Spurs fan base a lot more confident than they used to be. Imagine what 2 weeks has done to this Spurs fan base, because 2 weeks ago, people were saying Ange out. I never did. I thought you could see some wins were coming. We've been good all season, and that's what he said as well in his press conference. We have been good. It's just we haven't had the results, and now the results are coming with the good gameplay as well. And Spurs are looking really good. Their toughest test so far is going to be Brighton, I reckon. I know Arsenal and Newcastle were tough tests. We battered Newcastle, should have won, really. Arsenal played very defensive and played very well defensively against us, and caught us with a set piece, and that was probably their tactics for the game. And Spurs didn't create any clear-cut chances against Arsenal, which, in a way, it's our fault as well. It wasn't just Arsenal defending really well. It was us not being able to break them down. Craig says 4-2 for me. Goals galore. If you're a betting man or a betting woman, goals galore should be on your bets on Sunday. 100%. These two have never drawn 0-0 in the Premier League. I think the only time they've drawn was once, and it was 1-1. So goals galore is definitely on the agenda for this game. I shouldn't have jinxed it, to be honest, should I? As long as we win 1-0, I don't care. As long as we win, it doesn't matter for me. To be fair, Spurs have conceded the least amount of chances than most teams. They've let in, 1 goal less than Manchester City. They've let in the same amount of goals as Arsenal, but they've conceded less chances as well. So everyone that's talking about how poor we are defensively, the facts are not showing that at the moment. It's a small sample size. I know that. It's only this season so far. We have Quarabag had loads and loads of chances against us, but we were 10 men and we were still attacking, because that's who we are, mate. Should Spence as well? Should Spence get a game? Porro played only Thursday, so should he be playing? Should Porro be rested? Because we can't keep playing players all the time. Depending though whether Porro's been called up for Spain, because I don't think he has again, and so he could probably play in and have his 2 weeks off for the international break, or was it 1 week? I can't remember now. I think it might be a week. If we beat Brighton, though, I don't want the international games to come because it will spoil our run. To be honest, I think the next game after that, I think we have West Ham, and West Ham have been atrocious lately so far. So hopefully we can beat them as well and carry on this winning streak. I wonder how long it will take for the negative people to start saying that Spurs are crap again if we lose a game. I can see us beating Brighton, though. To be honest, I think we can beat Brighton. I think it's going to be a case of we need to score more than them because they are very, very good going forward, and we are very, very good going forward. But I just think we're very, very good at. We're much better defending. I really do. Craig says I've liked Spence. Not sure why he wasn't included in the Euro team. If not, to get minutes on the weekend following. Yeah, is that the weekend following's international break. So, but I agree with that Spence thing. For some reason, we took 4 goalkeepers, and one of them was Forster, who is absolutely dreadful, by the way. Dreadful on the ball, I should say. And yeah, so I believe Spence should have been taken to the European games, especially because Dragushin was suspended. Van der Ven needed a rest. And, Spence could have just slotted in there, at left back, and Davis could have gone centre back, and Archie Gray could have gone right back. It would have made a lot more sense. But after the group stages, I think we can add Spence to the squad. So I'm hoping that's what Ange Postecoglou is thinking. Add Spence on after. That would be good. That's a good point, Craig, because Spence is a very, very good player. I rate him highly. And when he's come on, he's played out of position at left back, and he's played very, very well, in my opinion. He's played very good. If it wasn't for him scoring against Coventry as well, we could have gone out of the League Cup. So he's glad he turned up when he did. He's a very good replacement for Udogie because Udogie does those surging runs forward, and so does Spence when he comes on. So he'll come on with fresh legs and everything. So yeah, and we need a new keeper. Yeah, definitely. Hopefully in January. Or I've heard Gunter for Spurs is a brilliant goalkeeper for his age, and I think it's just age that's keeping him out of the team at the moment because they're saying he's a very, very good goalkeeper. I think he's out on loan at the moment, and it won't be long before Gunter will be our number 2 because I'm hearing so many good things from him. So hopefully he can break through next season and we'll be okay for goalkeepers because Vigaro is a very, very good goalkeeper. He gets a lot of stick for like corners and stuff, but we've literally conceded 1 goal from a corner and that's it, just 1. So it's not bad, not bad. We've got individually brilliant players, and now they're starting to play as a team. So I just hope that this weekend we play as good as we did against Brentford and as good as we did against Man United, because Brighton better watch out, because if we finish our chances, we could score 4, 5, 6 in this game. We just got relentless attacking. It's a shame Sonny ain't going to be playing this weekend. It's a shame because Werner is, he doesn't scare oppositions because he doesn't seem to make the right decision. When he should have gone round the goalkeeper against Man United, he hit it at him. And when he should have hit it towards the goal against Ferencvaros, he tried to go round him. He's just making the wrong decisions at the moment. Robert, Spence is playing well on his weakest side, so good cover for the right too. Yeah, definitely, 100%. And for people saying we haven't got cover in defence, we definitely have, because Spence can play right back or left back. Archie Gray has just shown he can play left back or right back as well. So we've got cover for both. Archie Gray, in my opinion, wasn't very good as a centre back, left side of centre back, but he was much more comfortable playing on the left side of defence. So again, we have cover. It's just that, I still think we need that one more, but I think Vuskovic is coming in next season. And apparently he's levels above people in the Belgian league at the moment. He's meant to be playing very, very well, and he's very good in the air, and he's 6'4" and still growing, because I think he's only just turned 17. He'll be good in our box and in the opposition box. Craig, more to get minutes with Sonny out. Yeah, I think so. I think he deserves minutes 100%. And if you looked at the game on Thursday, he was better, one of the better players on the pitch, let alone one of the better younger players. He was creating chances. He was running around his players. He seems to get round players very, very easily, and they keep hacking him down because they can't keep up with his skills. He played better than Werner on Thursday. But he played the full 90 minutes and Werner didn't. So maybe Postecoglou was looking into starting Werner on Sunday, but then Moore coming off the bench. I do think Moore will get minutes. I hope he gets more than 10. I hope if Werner's having another mare where he keeps missing, it gives him at least half an hour to make an impact in the game against Brighton. He's going to get a lot of space. It's a shame Sonny's not playing, but we've shown in the last game or so that we can, like against Man United, we didn't look like Sonny was missing. And back in the day when Kane was out, we were, we couldn't play. I nearly swore there, but without Kane, we were not the same team. But this time, without Sonny, we've proven we can still batter teams, which is good. So it's a shame Sonny's not playing though, because he is a lethal striker. Imagine Sonny getting those chances Werner's got in the last few games. Sonny would have got a hat-trick against Man U and probably got a couple against Ferencváros. I can never say that name. So hard to say. Oh, by the way, if you're watching at the moment, there's 8 people watching. Massive amounts at the moment. I must be getting famous. Please smash that like button. Please smash that like button. If you haven't subscribed already, please subscribe. It helps my channel get seen to a lot more people. If you want a channel that says Ange in no matter what, then this is the channel for you. I won't be no matter what. If we lost like 20 games in a row, then maybe I wouldn't be Ange in. But I can see brilliant things happening with Ange at the moment. I can see much improvement going on with Ange. Does Ange deserve more respect? That's another thing I want to talk about. Does Ange Postecoglou deserve more respect than he's getting? Because when people are just saying, "Oh, he's only managing the Australian league, the Japanese league, the Scottish league," I think that's a massive disrespect to those leagues, because those leagues, we've had some brilliant people come out of those leagues. Son Heung-min. We've had Arsene Wenger came out of the Japanese league, managing Japanese league, and look what he did. There's so many reasons why it's so difficult as well. Like Postecoglou's first language is not Japanese, and he still managed to win a league there. See what I'm saying? It's not easy, and the disrespect just because he was managing in a so-called lower league, he still had the same caliber of players as all the other teams did. So it's not like he had Premier League players playing in the Japanese league. That's why he won the league. That's not how it worked. He was finding hidden gems in every league, and he was winning things. And we need to judge him after his second season. People were judging him 4 games into the new season, when he said, "Judge me at the end of the second season." Craig, and the only Australia manager to win the Asian Cup against Sonny. Exactly. And that's something I forgot to mention. International success as well. And to be honest, that was way against the odds as well. Massively against the odds. Australia were not favourites to win that competition, and he got them to win that competition for the first time ever, I think. I don't think they've ever won that before. And that's a massive achievement that shouldn't be underrated, and he wasn't with the Australian players as much as he's with these Spurs players. So imagine what he can make these Spurs players do. He's a very, very good manager, 26 years experience. Levy brought him in because of that. He's not going to bring him in and then tell him to change. The reason why he's been brought in is because he can get teams to play attacking, expansive football the Tottenham way. This is what we've been dreaming of, a manager that wants to play the Tottenham way. And when he comes, some majority of fans want him to change and start playing more defensive. That's not him. That's not how he's got success. So why would he change? He's 26 years of success. Why would you come to Premier League and play any different? people are saying he's not adapting his skills as well. He's adapting his tactics. I mean, um, it's ludicrous. There's so many things I've seen different this season alone than compared to last season. For one, we're playing very, very good football for 90 minutes now. Last season, they just couldn't. It wasn't sustainable for the players we had to play for 90 minutes. We had amount of injuries, and then the players that were playing obviously don't fit his system because nearly all of them are gone. So now he's getting players in that he wants. Now he's had a year of teaching the squad how he wants to play. It's becoming second nature now, and you can see that's why we're winning games, and that's why we're dominating a lot more games than we was before. So there's massive changes. Even your doggy and Porro play wider now than they were before, and Madison and Kulusevski is getting a lot more space in the middle. It's causing havoc for opposition because even though James Madison is a number 10, you'll see him in a number 6. You'll see Kulu on the wing. You'll see Johnson on the other wing. They keep rotating all the time, and every player is comfortable in every position. So you can't man mark these players, which makes it very hard to defend against. And when they're playing like that, it's like organized chaos, to be honest. It's more like organized chaos because they know what they're doing. The opposition don't. And that's the thing. And once you start building a rapport between the players, like Madison and Kulusevski now seem to just know what each other are doing all the time now. How can you defend against that? It's almost impossible. So big up to everybody in the chat as well. Thank you for watching at the moment. Thank you for your comments so far. Please make sure you smash that like button, get this seen to more and more people. If you haven't already, please subscribe. I've set it to only subscribers can comment, so you can support this channel. And only my true followers can subscribe, can give me comments today. This is only my second live, so if I seem a bit stuttery or a bit it's because I'm not used to talking live at the moment. It always takes practice and practice and practice to get good at anything, and that's exactly what Ange is doing with his team at the moment. Practice, 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 and we'll get there. So Robert, again, it was the inverted wing backs that made problems. Yeah, I agree. They still invert, but the way they're doing it now, if you notice, if they do invert, you'll see that the defenders now will go, the centre backs will go out wider, the wingers will go out wider. They will, if they do invert, then you'll see Madison and Kulusevski going out wide. So we've always got options everywhere now. There's more fluidness to this team now. So when they are playing, like you'll see your doggy now, he's more wider. He'll play more on the wing now. Poro's more out wide and crossing them in now because he's got a brilliant crossing them. So that's making a massive difference. And I don't know if anybody saw against the Man United game. Poro's through ball to Solanke was brilliant. It was on the volley, straight through to Solanke. It's a shame Solanke didn't finish it because that would have been one of the assists of the season. Brilliant from Poro. Poro is going under the radar at the moment, how well he's playing. He's a very, very good player. He's part of a back four that's only conceded 5 goals this season in the league, less than Manchester City, by the way, just in case you haven't heard me say that already on this channel. So what's everyone's score predictions? Can we make it 6-6? I really think we can. I really think we can get at this Brighton defence. I've heard they've got a few injuries as well. I know we have. I know we haven't got Richarlison. We haven't got Sonny. I'm trying to think of who else is out. I think that's it. If anybody knows who else is not going to be playing. Oh, yeah, Odegaard. That's it. So our attack is quite depleted at the moment. That's going to open the door for Mikey Moore, in my opinion. This is what happened. I'm not saying Mikey Moore's on Harry Kane's level. I'm just saying he could be better. You don't know. But what I'm saying is that Harry Kane got his opportunity because he was playing well in the Europa League and scoring hat-tricks. And we've got loads of injuries to our forward line, like Adebayor and players like that. I think Soldado at the time. Soldado, legend, not. And so that paved the way for Harry Kane to get chances. And as soon as Harry Kane got a chance, he started scoring. We couldn't take him out of the team after that. Maybe Mikey Moore can take advantage. He's only 17. We don't need to put too much pressure on him. And if he doesn't play very well, then he doesn't play very well. So what? He's 17, he's going to have some bad games, but we can't just jump on him and start saying he's not good enough like we do to all our players, which I find is ridiculous. Johnson had a couple of games where he didn't score or had an assist, and all of a sudden he was the worst player. He's not good enough and all this crap. And now he scored 5 and 5. What a way to prove people wrong, eh? And maybe Brennan Johnson could get 6 in 6. Can you imagine if that happened? Can you imagine it? Let me just get a drink of water from my giant bottle. My mouth was going really dry then. So, what's everyone's predictions? Has anybody seen who's out for Brighton? All I've heard is they've got injuries. I've not seen who's out for them at the moment. I know last week their defense was very, very poor. I wasn't watching the game, but I was watching, I think it's Sky Sports News, when they commentate on the games. And Tim Sherwood was commentating on the game. And he said that it's Chelsea were having chance after chance after chance because Brighton were trying to play it out the back. And they just kept giving it away to Chelsea because Chelsea's pressing was so on point that they just didn't know what to do. And I believe Tottenham's pressing is better than Chelsea's, and the stats will prove that. So we're going to get chances just from our pressing on Sunday. So Tom, hi mate, this is cool. I predict 6-1 Spurs. Wow, I'm laughing, but what if that happened? Like, it's not impossible. And I just said Brighton's defense is very shocking, and Spurs' attack is lethal at the moment. You never know. Like, if you get if this becomes 6-1, I'll give you a shout out, mate. Is it Tom the Bomb? Is that what it is? Tom the Bomb. I like that name. I won't forget that name now. Tom the Bomb. 6-1 by Tom the Bomb. Does anybody agree with Tom the Bomb? Do you think that he is right? Do you think we can get a 6-1 victory here? Well, Tom's going to be gutted if we win 6-0 because he's not getting a shout out from me. No, I'm joking. Wow, 6-1. See, look at people's predictions now. If you said this, if I asked you for a prediction 2 weeks ago, people would have said 2-1 Brighton. People's mentalities change. You get a lot of flip-floppers in the Spurs fan base at the moment. They were saying Johnson's not good enough 2 weeks ago, and now they're saying he should be the first name on the team sheet. I think Kulusevski should be the first name on the team sheet and Johnson second. Tom the Bomb, thanks, mate. Not sure if it will be 6 or 7. He's saying 7-1 now. That's a lot of confidence, Tom. A lot of confidence. I like it. I like the confidence, though. Why shouldn't we be confident? It's not exaggeration that we should have scored 6 or 7 against Man U. We should have, and that's at Old Trafford. We should have, and that was an away game. There's no reason why we can't score a lot of goals against Brighton. Robert, laugh out loud. Anything is possible. I'm saying nothing. I will stick to 3-2. Bit more conservative from Robert there. And with Spurs, it's so hard to predict what they're going to do. Against Brentford, we should have been 5-1 up, and it could have ended 2-2. That's crazy because we weren't putting away our chances. I feel like the players are on form at the right time, all at the same time as well. Johnson, Kulu, Madders, they're all on form at the same time, which is going to help us massively to score a few goals on Sunday. We're definitely going to score a few goals. I don't want to jinx it, but we're definitely going to get 2 or 3. Craig plays backgammon. I'm loving the names today. Craig plays backgammon. Haha, always good to under-promise, Tom. I think Tom's being conservative. I think he really thinks it's going to be 10-0, but and break the Premier League record. But he's just being a bit conservative and saying 7-1. I think that's what he's doing. I think he's playing it down a bit. Come on, Tom. Come on, Craig. Come on, Robert. You've all said we're going to win, and I like that. I like that we're saying we're going to win. I like the confidence. We're away to Brighton. A lot of people are saying this is going to be our toughest game. I think it's going to be our toughest game. But if we win 7-1, I'll be proved massively wrong on that. Rob's cracking up now because everyone's predicting 7-1 victories. Actually, I haven't said my prediction. I think my prediction is going to be, I don't know. You're making me think 7, Tom. You really are. No, I'm going to say I'm going to say 4-1 Spurs. 4-1 I'm going to go for. And I'm being conservative because I really think Tom's going to be right, and it's going to be 7-1. Come on, Tom. You're going to be right, mate. That's what I like to see. I like to see confidence in the Spam face. I like that we're a happier fan base as well now. You know, if I said Spurs to win 4-1 2 weeks ago, I would have been called a happy clapper. God knows where they got happy clapper from. What you support happy clapper, if you actually describe what that word actually means, that means you support your club. What? You're supporting your club? What are you doing? You can't support your club. That's wrong. I've never gotten that. That you're positive about your club. That you're happy club. It doesn't make sense. 12 liters, 2 liters of water a day, apparently. That's what this is. That's why it's so big. 2 liters in there. Try and get your 2 liters in a day. Otherwise, you get brain fog like me. You can't think straight half the time. So, any more predictions today? If you haven't smashed that like button, please smash that like button. It really helps this channel grow, really helps to get this channel seen more. I want to get more predictions in for more people. There's not one person yet that says Spurs are going to draw or lose. Touch wood. The Spurs fan base are so confident at the moment, and I love it. I love that we're confident. And there's no way in hell that Brighton are going to stop Brennan Johnson scoring. No one stops Brennan scoring. He scores when he wants. Brennan Johnson, he scores when he wants. Craig plays backgammon. How dare you? Yes. Whatever happens, there will be a lot of goals. Yeah. Yes, Tom, I know, mate. There's going to be a lot of goals, but you reckon there's going to be 8 goals. So you better get that on your acca, mate. If you get that right, you're going to be like a couple of grand up. Just predict 7-1. Put it on a bet, mate. If you're right, you'll not only get a shout out from me, you'll get 2 grand in the bank as well. Put 10 on it or something. I don't know. You could win. The odds for that, I don't know what the odds. Can someone try and have a look on Google or something? What the odds would be for Spurs to win 7-1? And if it's low, then even the bookies are are predicting a 7-1 win as well. So is there anybody out there that thinks Spurs will lose on Sunday? It's going to be a massive come down if we do, because we're all so happy at the moment, and it's really good to see. I would really love Brennan Johnson to get 6 and 6, just to prove all those people wrong that were saying he weren't good enough. Last season, right? Let's talk about Brennan Johnson for a minute. Last season, Brennan Johnson got 15 goal contributions and only played in the Premier League. All those goal contributions were in the Premier League, by the way, because obviously we went out in the Cups early. Lucas Moura was at our club for 5 full seasons, so 5.5 seasons. He never, ever beat 15 goal contributions in the Premier League. He got 16 at his maximum, but that was after 49 and 50 games. Brennan Johnson played 36 or something like that, 32. And a lot of times he came off the bench. If you remember, he was our super sub. So his numbers are way above Lucas Moura's. And that was only his first full season. So he deserves a lot more credit than what he's getting. And he's already this season scored as many goals this season as he did last season already. That's crazy. He's already improved from last season. So Peter, hi all, 9:32 Melbourne. Oh, is that what the time is in Australia? Oh my God. So what time does it kick off in Australia then? What time does it kicks off at 4:30 in the UK? What time does it kick off in Australia? Robert Errors, big up Peter, big up Robert as well. Peter, Robert, oh, you're talking to each other. I'll sorry, I was a third wheel there. You two carry on, you crack on, mate. Yeah, thanks, Robert. Yeah, everyone, please hit that like button. Try and get as many likes as I can. I've got a massive 10 likes at the moment. The bigger channels are starting to get worried of my progress. Yeah, smash that like button. Make sure that you subscribe if you haven't subscribed already. I try to do a video nearly every single day if I can. You know, sometimes life gets in the way and you've got to spend time with your family as well. That's the most important, more important than anything. So You know, I've got two lovely boys to look after, got a lovely wife, got to keep them happy. You know what I mean? But I try to do a video every single day if I can, and I'd love you all to join on watching these videos too. So it's 2:30 a.m. Oh, with daylight saving starting tomorrow. 2:30. Oh, bless you. Are you gonna go to bed during the day and then and then set your alarm and get up, or what are you gonna do? Chalks talks Tottenham. Oh, Chalks talk Tottenham. Hello, mate. How you doing? You right? I think he was on my last live as well. How you doing? Ah, by the way, this guy Chalks talks Tottenham. He's got his own channel. So anybody that's in the chat right now, take a look at his channel, subscribe to it, give it a like because he's a good guy. He's a good old boy. He is. Peter, it's okay. I work nights. Suits me. Oh, that's perfect. Perfect, mate. Just don't work. Just watch the game instead. Stay in night mode. Okay, that's a good idea as well. Stay in night mode, mate. You gotta watch the boys. You gotta support these guys. We're gonna get a big win on Sunday. According to Tom, we're gonna win 7-1. So you can't miss this game. Come on. Make sure you subscribe to Chalks Talks Tottenham. It's a very, very good channel. I've subscribed already. Smash that like button if you haven't smashed it already. Oh, you're retired, mate. That's all right. It's even better. Wish I was retired. It won't be long. I've only got a few years left. So let's get back onto the topic. Peter, if they bring Man U form, they will batter them. Yeah, I agree 100%. 100%. If we play like we did against Man United, I honestly believe we would beat anyone on that day. Anybody, apart from probably Real Madrid, but anybody else would probably beat. Chalks Tottenham, you're welcome, mate. It's no problem at all. You're doing very well, and I hope your subscribers go through the roof in the next few months. I'm telling you now, it takes a long, long time. I had to do, I think it was 295 videos before I hit the 1,000 subscribers. It's a lot of hard work, mate. A lot to do, but you meet and you speak to so many good people. It's just worth it. Time flies. You stop thinking about the subscribers after a while. You're just thinking about all the people that are following you, and it's a really nice thing. Dr. John, hello, mate. How you doing? You was on my last live. Are you okay? Been playing well, should be fun, he says. Yep. We've been playing very, very well, and I really think we can win. There's not nobody yet that said Tottenham can lose, so that's a good omen for me. Robert is 71 in a month. I'm old one. I tell you what, Robert, if you come on here when I do a live on your birthday, when's your birthday? I'll try and do a live on your birthday, and I can shout out happy birthday to you. I could sing happy birthday if you want, but I'm not a very good singer. Happy birthday. No, I won't do it early. You've got another month yet. I'll wait for it. I'll practice. I'll take singing lessons first, mate, and then we'll do it. So can we get the victory? Nobody yet is saying no. They're all saying no. Not even one person said we can draw yet. There's Tom on the chat. He said, he's called Tom the Bomb, by the way. That's a brilliant name. And he said that we can win 6 or 7-1. Not nil, 6 or 7-1. Tom, if you're still on, do you think we're going to go 1-0 down and then win 7-1? Or do you think they're just going to get a consolation goal at the end? I'm hoping that we do get 7 goals. That would be amazing. If we did win 7-1, who would get the goals? The way it's going, it's probably going to be Johnson and Solanke, and Johnson will probably get a hat-trick. Johnson's hit the woodwork nearly every game as well, by the way, so he could have been flying with his goals this season. Werner's had about 71 one-on-ones and missed every single one of them, so he needs to start improving, to be honest. So come on, Werner. Werner's doing everything he can apart from score. He's doing everything. He's running at players. He's taking on players. He's getting in the right positions. He's still asking for the ball. He's not hiding. He's still trying to score goals. He's not trying to bury his head in the sand. If anyone can get him scoring goals, it's Ange. If Werner just starts scoring one-on-ones, not a tap-in. He scored a couple of tap-ins last season. It didn't do nothing for his confidence. If he can score a couple of 1-on-1s, I think his confidence will go through the roof, and I think he'll be able to start banging them in. Imagine what kind of player Werner would be if he scored goals. He has so many 1-on-1s, so many, and he just doesn't score them for some reason. Really don't know why. But if he doesn't, he better watch himself, because Mikey Moore will be coming on and Mikey Moore will be showing him up, because Mikey Moore will put the chances away. I feel so sorry for Mikey Moore. On Thursday, he set up Werner and Werner stopped him from having an assist. Peter says Werner will contribute. I really hope you're right, mate. I've never been Werner's biggest fan, because not because I don't like the guy. It's because he's so frustrating. Because times when he should have just took on his player and had a shot, or gone round the goalie or scored, he just doesn't do it, and he just gets very frustrating for me sometimes. Liston Hines, hi mate. Werner's overall play in the last 2 games has actually been very good, and that's what I've just been saying, mate. He's been doing everything but score at the moment. He actually caused Man United all sorts of problems, but he just couldn't finish. If he can finish, he's going to be a lethal player. If he starts scoring, he will get the Werner Leipzig version. Then I think Sonny will be on the bench. Okay, so Peter, we have to take it easy with Moore. Yes, definitely. Yeah, I hate it because I get too carried away with these younger players, because you've always got Harry Kane in the back of your mind, so you think, oh, can he be the next one to come through? If you've not seen it yet, James Maddison was interviewed about Mikey Moore, and he said he has to pinch himself because he's that good at that age. He said he's so powerful and skillful at such a young age. He said, and that was when he was 16. He's just turned 17 now, so he's only going to get better and better. But yes, we can't jump on him though. If he has a bad game, we can't say, "Oh, see, he's not the prodigy we all thought he was." We need to support him when he's having bad games. He's 17. He's not going to play well all the time. He might do. He might prove us all wrong, but we need to, with all our players, we need to lay off them. If they're playing poorly, they're playing poorly. Support them when it's bad. Dr. John, you haven't lost a point this season from Timo's misses. 0 points lost. Yeah, exactly. That's the thing, and that's not a good thing, because one day we might lose points because of Timo Werner's misses, and that's when people will get on his back, and that's when people will start, slagging him off. Now, I don't believe we should start slagging anybody off. We should criticize and say, yeah, like I am doing now, he needs to finish his chances, but he should not be like what Brennan Johnson got. The whole abuse Brennan Johnson got was disgusting. And I'm so glad he shut them all up now. And he's gone like this, yes, to all the fans. I loved it. Can you imagine if Tino goes on a run like Johnson done and scores 5 in the next 5? Then myself will shut up about Werner and, stop talking about all his misses, because when you talk about Werner, all you seem to be talking about is what he's not done and not what he does do, which is a shame, because he does so much in a game. His work rate is very, very good. His pace is good. He's got good skill. He's always creating space for himself. It's just that one element that everyone talks about is he doesn't finish his dinner. If he can finish his dinner, he will be a lethal player. If you're new into the chat, please smash that like button. It really helps this channel get seen more to more Tottenham fans. If you've not subscribed yet and you want to subscribe to a guy that's quite positive about his team, will back the manager, will back the players, then this is the channel for you. Subscribe. And I do daily videos. I try to do one at least once a day. Obviously family comes first, so if I need to spend time with family, I'll do that, but I try to do between 4 to 5 videos per week, talking everything Tottenham. Try to do pre-match build-ups now with lives. So yeah, I try to do what's best for everyone. Everyone likes to have their say on Spurs, and I'm not one to abuse players, abuse the manager. You won't hear me saying Ange out anytime soon. We'd have to do something drastically bad for me to start saying it, but he needs to be backed. he needs the support from us because he's doing a very, very good job and he's not getting the respect he deserves, to be honest. Dr. John, imagine backing the managers and players. What a concept. Yeah, can you imagine? Can you imagine? I was just saying this earlier, John, that that if, like, let's say, like, I support Spurs and I say Ange and I say our players are better than you think, I get called a happy clapper. What the? Do you know the definition of happy clapper is supporting your club even through the bad times? That's the definition of a happy clapper. Can you imagine that you're supporting your club through the bad times and you're getting abused for it? It's ridiculous. I hate that word. Brighton will be harder than Man United. Says Chalks talks Tottenham. Brighton will be harder than Man United, but it will be 6 out of 6 and 2-1 to Tottenham. Come on, Chalks. That's it. That's the confidence I need, mate. 2-1 to Spurs against Brighton. This will be the hardest match out of the 6 games that we played. I believe so as well. And Chalks talks Tottenham is also predicted a 2-1. Everyone's predicting us to concede, but no one's predicting us to lose so far. Liston Hines, you can tell by Werner's body language where he's in on one-on-ones that he starts to think about not missing instead of thinking of scoring. And that's 100% right, Liston. 100%. You can tell straight away that he's going to miss before he even starts. And the goalie knows 100% that he's just got to put him under pressure for him to miss. And that's all he's got to do. So please, Werner, please get a goal and start scoring. Then we can stop talking about his misses. Misses as in missing chances, not his misses. Before you think I was talking about someone else. Robert Ayres, there will hopefully be takeover money announced soon. So I read. Yeah, I read that too. But I read that nearly every month. Like, that Stavely woman was supposed to take over 6 months ago and she didn't. The Saudis were supposed to take over last season and they didn't. Levy has got us up for sale. We've been up for sale for about 2 years and no one's done anything about it. But I think it's only going to be a percentage. They're not taking over completely. Levy's only selling a percentage of the club, but I'm hoping that improves our finances buying players though, because that would be good. Tom the Bomb's still in. If you aren't positive about this club, you must not be too bright. We are in the middle of creating something glorious here. And Tom the Bomb is exactly right. And he's saying what Ange Postecoglou told us. We're going to win. And when we do, it's going to be glorious. We're not going to win playing defensive football. We're going to win attacking every single team we play against. I guarantee you, if we got in the Champions League next season and we play Real Madrid, we would attack them, because he did that when Celtic played Real Madrid a couple of years back and he attacked the hell out of them. They didn't win, but they should have been 3 or 4 up at half time. They were battering them in the first half. Robert says Johnson will get an own goal. No, he won't get an own goal. Oh, you're saying it's going to be 4-1. No, what did you say? 3-2 and Johnson will get an own goal. Does that still count in his run of goals? If he scores an own goal, it still counts. That's it. If he scores an own goal, it's still a goal for me. That's 6 and 6. Tom the Bomb. If Johnson gets an OG, does he keep the streak? See, that's exactly what I just said. Before I even read it, Tom was thinking the same as me. It still counts. I don't care. 6 and 6 for Johnson if he scores an own goal for me. That's it. I don't care what anyone says. Dr. John, I'm sure about the patchwork. I'm not sure about the patchwork ownership. United's a bigger circus than before. Yeah, exactly. And I was saying this to a friend the other day. Sometimes it's better the devil you know. We've got Levy. We know what he is and what he does. But what if the next person comes in and they are worse than Levy? Because look at Chelsea. When they got someone new in, they are now all over the place. They've started to improve lately, but God, the last couple of years, they've been crap. And Man United, they've just gone downhill since their new owners. They're really poor. They're like a mid-table team now. Dr. John, I've already said that. Chalks talks Tottenham. Our time is coming, people. Yes. And again, if you've not subscribed to Chalks Talks Tottenham, then please subscribe to his channel. He's got his own channel. He's another positive Tottenham fan like me. You won't never see him say Ange out, and you won't never see him slag the players off. We fully support our club, and we want us to do very well this season. Robert Levy is trying to get the stadium paid off, apparently. Yeah, well, is that what he's doing? Is if he gets someone in that partly owns the club, is he trying to use that to pay for the stadium? Then maybe he's doing that, and then maybe we can get more finances in to buy some players. But at the end of the day, Ange doesn't care about 100, 200, 300 million pound. He can find good players for 40 million. He said it already. He said, I'd rather buy 250 million players than one 100 million player. And if you get, look, the best thing is when you're the scouts are looking for Ange, they know exactly what he wants. They know exactly what he needs and knows exactly what type of player and mentality that he wants. So it's easier for them to find a player. When Man United are buying players in, all those players already look like they're not playing for Ten Hag, and he's the one that signed them all. So if Postecoglou gets players in that want to play for him and want to play for Spurs, then it doesn't matter who comes in. They're going to play for Spurs and they're going to do well. Sorry, a bit more water. My throat's going dry. Yeah, so score predictions. If you're new into this, we've been going for 50 minutes now. I've had quite a few score predictions come through today, and not one person has said Spurs will lose or draw. Not one person has said we'll keep a clean sheet, even though we've got one of the best defenses in the league so far this season. We've only conceded 5 goals in 6 games. We've conceded less than Manchester City, the same as defensive-minded Arsenal. We've conceded the same amount as them. We didn't concede 2 goals against Leicester at home. We only conceded 1 away to Leicester, and we should have battered them. So maybe that result wasn't as bad as everyone thought in the end. Arsenal had to score a goal in the last minute to get a win there. Robert says, yes, Spurs would be massive if the debt was paid off. Yeah, 100%, mate. If the debt's paid off, well, to saying that though, Levy did say that the stadium payments are nothing to do with our transfers. He said that's a separate bill, but it's hard to believe, to be honest. How can £1 billion not not be part of like your spending? It has to be at some point. So, can Brennan Johnson make it 6 out of 6? Can he do it? What's the odds on that, by the way, for Brennan Johnson to score? I bet the odds are really low now for him to score. Because I remember the odds were 4-1 for him to score earlier on in the season. And now I bet it's not even that. I bet it's 1-15 or something for him to score. He's definitely going to hit the woodwork. If you want to do an ACCA on what's going to happen in the Spurs game, Brennan Johnson to hit the woodwork, Brennan Johnson to score, Spurs and Brighton both to score, Tottenham to win, Tottenham to have 8 or more corners, and you've got yourself an ACCA right there. Do you know what I mean? I might do it myself. I just thought about that. That might work. Listen, good to watch a positive channel like yours. We can't have too many of those. The toxic negative channels always wind me up. Yeah, same here, mate. When I watch channels that are just constantly berating the team or berating the players and trying to find facts to say why the Tottenham are not good enough and ignoring the facts that we are playing well, and it is depressing. And I tend to switch off in the end because I just feel there's more context to these facts than meets the eye. And Spurs have been playing well from day one this season. From the first game against Leicester, they've been playing very, very good football. They've played brilliantly against Leicester, brilliantly against Newcastle, and got 1 point. They've underachieved in points-wise this season. You think we got 3 points in just one of those games, we'd be in the top 3 right now. So we are doing very, very well. Man United, what annoys me is, put it this way, Liverpool beat Man United. Is it 200-1, Robert? Is that for Johnson to score? I'm betting on it straight away. What was I saying? Oh, I can't remember. If Tottenham were to win again, they could be in the top 4 this weekend. So it's not a bad season, is it? Like and subscribe to Alan and Tottenham Logic, top man, top videos, and top positive Spurs channel. Brilliant. Thank you very much, Chalks. That's much appreciated, mate. And also, Chalks has his own channel as well. He needs the subscriptions. He needs to get up there. Please help him and subscribe to his channel. He's another guy like me. He'll support Spurs till his dying breath. You know, Spurs need support more when they're struggling. You can't just support Spurs when they're winning. It's silly. It really is silly. Don't forget to smash that like button as well. If you want a channel that talks positively about Spurs, that wants his club to do well no matter what happens, backs Ange Postecoglou. Oh, by the way, saying that, Ange Postecoglou's got a new book out. I'm not being paid for this, by the way, to advertise it. He's got a new book out called Angeable. I've only just started reading it. I'm 2 chapters in. I just haven't had time to read anymore. But so far, so good. It would, if you have got a negative mindset towards Ange, read this book. It probably change your mind on him. It talks about all the times he's been doubted, all the times he's been, people have been saying, he's out of his league, he's out of his depth. He's heard this in other leagues, by the way, and he's managed to prove them wrong too. So it's a matter of time before he starts proving people wrong. He's already doing it, in my opinion. Tottenham are one of the best teams in the league at the moment, form-wise. Not points-wise, we're underachieving points-wise, but form-wise, Tottenham are one of the best teams in the league. You look at any stats, and Spurs are up there. Highest presses, most shots on target, highest possession. Even defensive stats are looking better. Liston says, Battle of the High Line tomorrow, can't wait. If we can play as we have done so far, I can only see a 3-1 win. So Liston has predicted a 3-1 win as well. So another person that's predicted a win for Spurs and another person that's predicted Spurs to concede. And you're right, if we do play the high line, which we will, and they play the high line, there could be 20 players in the center circle at one time. Can you imagine that? Dr. John, what other channels is not healthy or for themselves and they support Spurs in 3 match installments at best? And that's it. I couldn't imagine slagging Spurs off every single day for weeks on end, and saying Ange out for weeks on end, and then all of a sudden Spurs do well, and then I've got to say, oh, I was wrong. My team aren't crap. I would hate to have that conversation on a live chat or something. Sorry, I didn't support them for the last 6 months, but I do now because they're winning. I'd hate to do that. RDMB must win game. If Ange wins this, I will be Ange in again. Oh, so we have an Ange outer at the moment. So can you say why you're Ange out? Is it because of last season or is it because of this season? Because this season we have done very, very well. And there isn't a game this season that I don't think we could have won. I haven't come away from a game thinking, oh, we deserve to lose or we deserve to draw. Can you just tell me what your reasons are, RDMB, that you're Ange out? Look, it's up to you what you are. I'm not trying to force my opinion on anybody. Anybody has their own opinion and they have their right to it. I'm just curious as to why, because when people are putting out these fake tables about the last games from December, I'll tell you something from last season that might change your mind a little bit. From December onwards, from when we played Newcastle up until for the next 16 games from December, yeah? So we had that good start, the 10 games, yeah? Everyone said that's the reason why we finished 5th, because we had a good start. Let me tell you something. From the Newcastle game in December, I think December the 10th, we won 4-1. From that game, including that game, into the next 16 games, we won 10 out of those 16. We drew 3 and only lost 4. So we won 10 of the next 16 games. And you remember, we didn't have Maddison, we didn't have Van de Ven. We had Sonny, Sarr, and Pasuma go to the Asian Cup, and we won 16. We won 10 out of those 16 games. So you're telling me that you're Ange out because of what? I'm not understanding. And even those games we lost, we lost to West Ham 2-1, Aston Villa 2-1, and both of those games in the first halves we battered them and should have been 3 or 4 up ourselves. We just couldn't sustain it for 90 minutes. And the difference this season is we're sustaining it for 90 minutes now. Spurs had a really horrific ending to the season. They played Newcastle away, Chelsea, Arsenal, Liverpool, all in a row, and lost every single one of them. You know, players still coming back from fitness. You can see none of them were really match sharp. Bentancur, Maddison were not match sharp. You know, there's so much that was taken out of context of Spurs last season. It was unreal. Even at the beginning of the season, losing Harry Kane, your best ever striker, and still managing to finish 5th, and you want Ange out. I'm telling you now, we're going to get more points this season than last season. I'm telling you that now. So, listen, some Ange outers were openly saying that Ange is the worst manager we've ever had at the club. Unbelievable statements. Are you including Nuno in that statement? Any Ange outers? RDMB, because look at the facts, we was a bottom 10 team. We've never, like, again, RDMB, we've never been a bottom 10 team. Never. If you looked at the season last season, we were top 4 for majority of the season and finished 5th. We've never been a top 10 team. If you make up, you can make up little tables and form guides and all this sort of stuff from when we lost those 4 games in a row, but we were never 10th. We were never 10th in the league. Also, he bottled the League Cup and FA Cup and top 4. I wouldn't say we bottled the League Cup. We went out on penalties. He played with a reserve team because he just didn't have the squad to be able to play Premier League football. And you've got to remember, at the time, we were playing very well in the Premier League and we were top. So he was probably prioritising the league and trying, and that's the only time he can get his squad players match fit. I think everyone underestimates how important it is to have match fit players. And he tried to play them against Fulham, thinking that they could beat Fulham, and we only lost on penalties, by the way. So Chalk Talks Tottenham. I did get frustrated with Ange not sorting things out, but you can see now he has, and things are improving. Players are improving. We have good players and they need time. And that's the thing, Chalks, that the thing is, one season he had, and people were saying Ange out. We all wanted a manager that wanted to be at this club. We all wanted a manager that plays attacking football. We all wanted a manager that's won things. We all wanted a manager that wants to bring trophies and believes in himself that he can win trophies. And when we get it, if it doesn't happen straight away, then we're all Ange outers. It shouldn't be the case. We have to give a manager, in my opinion, 3 seasons to show what he can do. And there's no reason why we won't get more points this season. We're already improved in the League Cup this season because we've got through. We played horrendously, by the way. I'm not going to pretend we didn't, but we got through against we got through against Coventry. So we're in the last 16 of the League Cup, albeit we have Manchester City, but there's no reason why we can't beat them at home. We've done it before. So I believe we're going to give them a good game. Last season, we drew with Manchester City at the Etihad Stadium. And when we had that poor run, by the way, we drew with Manchester City at the Etihad Stadium with Emerson Royale and Ben Davies as our centre-backs. Who has gone to the Etihad with wing-backs as centre-backs and got anything from the game? You'd name me another team that's done that, because it's very, very difficult. And what we did that game, and that's playing the Ange ball way, you know. So we scored in the last minute to get an equaliser, but it's not the point. We still got a point out of it. RDMB, Johnson Screamer versus Man City. Yes. And I think if that happens, I think what the criticism with Johnson was he can score against mid-table teams, but he can't score against the top 6, the traditional top 6. Well, he's already scored against Man U now, so he's put that to bed. And if he scores against Manchester City, then no one can ever say that again. RDMB, we then went on to lose to West Ham next game. Yeah, I know. I understand that. After the 3-3 draw, we went on to lose against West Ham. I understand that. Can you imagine how small that squad was when we played Manchester City? We had loads of injuries. We got a 3-3 draw. Then we played West Ham. And in the first half, I think it was the first half, we absolutely dominated them. If you go back and have a look at that game, could have been 2 or 3 up in that game. And then I think we went 1-0 up. And then we ended up losing 2-1, just being drained in the second half. It's just in the Ange's first season, we never sustained a 90-minute game. We never did it, and I don't think we had the squad players to do it. And I believe we have now. And because Bentancur's fully fit now, Basuma got malaria last season, by the way, when he went away on the Asian Cup. Malaria. That's not easy to get match fit again back from. Sonny was playing every single game. We couldn't rest him. There's so much context to last season. It's unreal that people just don't ever mention. But West Ham and Villa, we lost after the Man City game, but we dominated both first halves now. We just couldn't sustain it. That was all. Liston Johnson, Bashers, who said he never scored against top 6 teams, are now saying his Man United goal doesn't count because they're terrible now under Ten Hag, moving goalposts every day. Yeah, exactly, mate. And that's what they do. This is what these people do. They said before the game, by the way, before the game, Liston, everyone was saying Tottenham would lose against Man United because they don't perform away to top 6 teams. That's what they said. The odds were Man United to win. They said Man United will be too good for Spurs on the day. And when we battered them, they changed it to Man United were poor. They never said anything about how good Tottenham were. And that's frustrating. Oh, that's what I was talking about earlier. That reminded me. When Liverpool this season beat Man United at Old Trafford 3-0, they said Liverpool were brilliant. Arne Slot's a brilliant manager. When Spurs did it, Man United were terrible. They never said anything like that when Liverpool beat them. They just said Liverpool were brilliant. Why does it change when it's Spurs? Why does it change? Chalk says, never been Ange out, but was just frustrated because we should have been smashing teams like Leicester and Newcastle. Yes, and look, listen, I did a frustrated match reaction straight after the Leicester game because it was the same story from last season. We just wasn't finishing chances. And I just thought, what's going on? Why are we not finishing chances? And but when I looked back and took perspective from the game, we played very, very well. And on most 9 times out of 10, we would have won that 4-5-1. Most times out of 10. Because Tottenham are viewed as a small club. I think Tottenham is viewed as a small club by people like Man U, people like Liverpool, teams, City are viewed as a big club now, and they should be because they did the treble like a couple of seasons ago. But Spurs compared to them teams, yes, they are a smaller club. We can't say we're bigger than Liverpool. We can't say I hate saying this, even Arsenal are a bigger club than us at the moment, trophy-wise. They've won 14 FA Cups. They won lots more leagues than us. So they can say, but generally though, we're probably the 5th biggest club in the Premier League. Chelsea have had recent good history, last 20 years or so. So that puts them above us now. But, overall, Spurs are probably the 5th biggest club in England. And it has to be. Aston Villa are a big club, by the way. And they've massively underachieved, massively underachieved, but no one ever says anything about Aston Villa. They just tell us how great they are all the time. Even though we are the 4th biggest club. So yeah, before you even said that, RDMB, yeah, 4th or 5th biggest club in the league, but in England by far. We haven't won trophies, but how many of those teams other than the ones that are above us have got to a Champions League final? Arsenal have got to 1 Champions League final. Spurs have got to 1 Champions League final. It's the same. So European-wise, we're doing okay. We've been to finals, we've been to semi-finals, and we just haven't got over the line. It could have been so different, but it isn't. And it is what it is at the moment. But I believe Ange is the guy that can get us back to winning things. I really do. I really think Ange can get us back to winning ways. I'm going to have to go soon, people, because we've been going for an hour and 10 minutes now. I'm getting sick of the sound of my own voice. Quickly, I just want to say thank you to everybody who's joined the chat today. Thank you to all the people that are subscribed, all the people that have liked this stream, all the people that have been supporting me over the last year or so since I've started this channel. Thank you to everyone that's given me their predictions for today. Everyone said Spurs are going to win. So I'm going to do a video after the game, and hopefully Spurs get the win, and it's going to be another happy video, another 6 in 6. 6 in 6 for Johnson. Mikey Moore gets some minutes. It'll be the perfect day for us. And let's hope Tom is right and we win 7-1. See you later, Chalks. Good luck with your channel, mate. Hope it does well, and I'll have a look at it at some point today. Big up to you. Big up to everybody in the channel. And let's hope Spurs can get that massive victory. Let's hope we can get a big victory this weekend. 6 in 6. Thanks, Tom. Good job. Thanks, Tom. I'll see you soon, mate. I'll see you on the next live, hopefully. Hopefully your 7-1 becomes right. Make sure you've put a bet on that, mate. Dr. John, see you soon, mate. Cheers. And I'm going. So thank you, everyone, again. And hopefully I'll see you all on the next one. Come on, you Spurs. Come on.